Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Tool Talk. I'm Mark the Window Cleaner, this show brought to you by windowcleaningresource.com. Well, you may recall 2 or 3 episodes ago I did a review on a tool called the Stutzy handle. Now the Stutzy handle is basically a squeegee handle with a nice little unique feature in it that has this switch here and a couple of plates up at the top. Now, a combination of the switch and the plates allows you to hold any standard size channel there on the market, as well as the outer plate grips onto the rubber. This allows you to use channels without clips. It also allows you to change your rubber or flip it over without having to actually take the channel out, because the inner plate holds the channel, the outer plate holds the rubber. Anyway, you get the idea. And I gave it a pretty good review. It feels good in the hand. It's nice and long for those with big hands. And I said at the end of the video, I said, you know what, the only thing that would make this handle so much better, and a product that I probably use time and time again, is if it had a swivel feature. Well, sure enough, within a day or two after posting that video on windowcleaningresource.com, Alex over there said, hey, guess what, Mark? There is a swivel version of that product, and we've got them on order, and as soon as they come in, we'll get one out to you. And true to his word, actually always true to their words, those guys over there at windowcleaningresource.com, they take care of you. Got me one right away, and I've been using it for about the last week and a half to 2 weeks. Now, the first thing I noticed about it, and you'll notice about it too, is that it looks quite different compared to the original Stutzy. The original Stutzy is like a red handle with this black rubber grip. It's a rounded handle, feels really good in the hand. The swivel version is more of a rectangular shaped handle with rounded edges. Now it has a rounded front, so it still has, somewhat of a nice grip feel to it, but it's not completely cylindrical like the original. One other thing that you may notice is that the swivel system is quite similar to the Ettore Super system in that they use a screw. You tighten or loosen the screw depending on how tight you want to have that swivel action. I like mine fairly tight. I don't like it flopping about. But anyway, you can set the screw to your desired tension level for how you want it to be able to swivel. Now, I've always talked about how Unger has that nice little dial, and it's too bad that this one didn't have it, but no biggie. I don't have any issues at all with the swivel function, having used this for about the last week and a half. Now, there is one issue that I do have, and the fact that when using this on commercial, and anybody who has experience doing a lot of storefront work, ground level commercial, quite often you'll have divided panes, and they're separated by mullions, and standard mullion size is anywhere from 1.5 inches to 2 inches. And whenever you're poling, you usually have to pole the higher divided panes. You'll note that as you're pulling down to the bottom of the mullion, you have to come out just a little bit with the pole, a little bit more horizontal, and then close at the bottom. Now, if you take a close look at this handle, you'll notice that up at the top it has this flared bit of plastic here in its design, and when you compare it to the original Stutzy, well, you notice that the handle actually goes inwards, so that when you close out with this particular handle, there's absolutely no issues with the mullion. However, I did have several issues with mullions, especially above doors and whatnot. When trying to close at that bottom, this flared bit of plastic on the handle would actually catch the edge of the mullion, the corner of the mullion, not allowing me to squeegee right down. And no matter how horizontal I tried, having issues, because if you go too horizontal, the rubber edge is not at the optimum angle to the glass, so either way I was leaving water behind. And one of the things I do when I test out a product, I say, okay, I have to give this a true test. I have to take this out on the road and not have a backup system, so that if I have an issue cleaning a window, I got to figure out how am I going to do it. I mean, what if this was the only handle I had? So what I had to do with this particular one, on some of the windows, not all, I'd have to pull the high window down about 2/3 and then put it into the swivel position and then go across for the last third. Not really a big issue when you're doing 1 or 2 windows, but if you're doing a whole big store or office complex or something, can you imagine having to do a window in 2 stages? Not very desirable. Now that said, I wouldn't say it's a bad handle. In fact, I love this handle. It's very strong, very durable. I'm very confident with this handle. It just tells me that maybe on commercial storefront, at least the commercial storefront that I do, that this is not the handle for me. But this would definitely be something I would throw into my residential set of tools. And come April through to the end of November, I'm going to be doing like 80% residential in my business. So this is going to get a lot of use. So once again, not a bad product. It just has one little thing that I consider it a bit of a negative. It's too bad they didn't design it the same way as the original, and that the top of the plastic handle was actually pulled in. That way there's absolutely no issues of the handle catching on the mullions. But who knows? I mean, product could still be in development. They could make the changes to the next generation of these handles, and maybe we'll be happy for it to be used in 100% of the jobs instead of just, in my opinion, 80 to 90%. Anyway, you got my review on the Stutzy Swivel, and it can be found at windowcleaningresource.com, as well as many other. I think they probably have 30, 40 different types of handles to choose from. With that much choice, how can you go wrong? Anyway, go check them out. I'm Mark the Window Cleaner. Take care. Bye-bye.